Hello everyone! In this video I want to discuss with you what it means to be a fan of something. So, let's go! I've noticed that some people are more prone to become fans of something than other people. What I mean is that you can read a lot of books and watch a lot of movies, but never really get too deep into something, like try to buy merch or go to conventions or watch the behind the scenes or all this extra stuff. Some people just don't care about that. They don't care about buying t-shirts and merch and stuff, but others love the extra experience. They love to be part of a fan community, they love to make theories, they love to watch behind the scenes, they watch interviews with the author and stuff like that. I've always been fan of something, so I'm mostly the second type, the kind of person who is more inclined to become fan, like to dive deep into a topic. But recently my experience of being a fan, my understanding of it has changed a bit, and I thought it might be fun to discuss it with you, like what is it to be a fan of something. Because in the book and the movie community, I feel like there's a lot of people who are fans of something, right? And there's also a lot of casual readers who might be fan of one thing but then just like the experience of reading or watching movies or stories. I mean, we all love stories, right? I'll tell you a bit what my experience of being a fan was like. So I think the first thing I was really a fan of when I was a child were like Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. But then the first big thing was Star Wars. And back in the day, there were just the movies and there was very little merch here. So I felt like since I'm a fan of Star Wars, I kind of should like everything about it. But now Star Wars has changed and expanded so much that it's very hard to like everything about it. It's a bit like a favorite band. You may like their first album, second album, but then the more time passes, the more music they release, it becomes more likely that they make a song or two that you don't really vibe with, you don't really like, or you can just not like one album and then really like the next. You don't have to like everything, right? I feel like some people become like too obsessed, they become too extreme, and they can just say, oh, you're not a true fan if you don't like, I don't know, this music album or this TV series or this season. They're very extreme. I'm not, but sometimes I feel bad if I don't like something. Like if I watch a Star Wars show and I don't like it, I feel sad and kind of disappointed. And then the more things I dislike, I start to question, am I really a fan of this anymore or not? For example, now I was reading the Stormlight Archive and I was thinking, oh, I really like the first books, but I don't really like the fifth book so much. So am I a fan of this or am I not? And it's very hard to say. Like, so my idea right now really shifted from, oh, I'm a fan, I have to like everything, I always have to support these people, these creators, to the point that it's okay if I don't like everything, and if it's okay if I can't always support the creators all the time. For example, like before, if something new comes out, I was like almost feeling obliged to see it immediately, to be part of the conversation so I don't miss out anything. But now I'm like, okay, I don't have to do that. Like, I'm not obliged to do that, right? When The Mandalorian came out, I didn't see it immediately. I saw it like a year or two afterwards. I don't know, I had some bitter taste after the sequels, and I didn't want to engage in the Star Wars community, especially. There was so much division there, and maybe it was not the right time. But then when I watched Mandalorian later, I liked it. I feel like there is a lot of pressure sometimes when you're a fan of something, especially if you're part of the fan community, to do things, to show up, to be there for releases, for events, to support the brand, because of course the brand needs your support. Like the fans needs to be there to show interest, so they keep doing the if a new author I like publish a book, I would probably buy it immediately. Even if I don't read it immediately, I would buy it to show support, But I don't anymore feel this urgency to do everything immediately. I mean, I can support it in some way. I can buy the album or the book or the movie, but I don't have to see it immediately. I don't feel that urgency anymore because it's become so overwhelming. Like before, you have like even just Star Wars, I cannot always keep up with everything that's coming, because it's not just the movies, there's books and so much. And then when I watch it, I want to have some time to discuss it, to think about it, to check some fan art about it, some, videos about it. For example, like Andor, I want to have a few months, even a year, to process everything, to enjoy all the extra content that comes with it. But sometimes they just release a new thing and a new thing and a new thing, and it becomes too much. And because I like a lot of things, I like books and movies and music, and and everyone is releasing stuff all the time, so I cannot keep up, and I feel like a bad fan. But then it's just, I don't think a fan should feel responsible to do something. I don't think this should be a responsibility, right? What do you think? I feel it should be something like a hobby, something that is positive and nice, not obligation. Because some other fans can make you feel like other people have more time, and they can tell you, oh, why are you not at the premiere? Why are you not supporting this movie? Or why are you not writing reviews for this book? Why are you not liking this author's page? And they can push you and make you feel guilty. Or maybe they say, oh, why didn't you buy the book and you just got the ebook, for example? There are people like that, trust me. And the more you get involved in the community, it has its positives, it has its negatives, right? I feel like for me, I want to have my own timing. I want to support whatever I like in my own way, because otherwise it just becomes stressful. And I don't want to be stressed anymore, so I don't need stress. And another thing is like all the extra stuff that they push you because you're a fan, for example, or the merchandise. No, are you a fan if you don't have any, Star Wars t-shirts or any Star Wars merch? Of course, you don't have to buy all the other extra stuff. Maybe you don't like those t-shirts. Maybe you don't need a Yoda lamp. Maybe you don't need a lightsaber. Or maybe you do. Maybe you have 100 lightsabers. It's very different. The way we experience being a fan is different. For some, it becomes a hobby. It opens the door to entering in a new community. It becomes a lifestyle. And for others, it's just something they love. And I think for me, my final definition for it is to be a fan of something. It's just I have to feel I really love it. Like I have to feel it's more special than something else. That I have some deep emotional connection to it. That for me is the most important thing. Not how much merch I have, not how many times I've seen or read a book. I might have read the book once, but if that book stays with me over the years, if I like it, if I think about it sometimes, then I'm a fan of it, For example, I like Jane Austen, but I don't buy t-shirts with Jane Austen. I don't have to. I don't need to. I don't need to proclaim it to the world. I don't need to make a manifesto about it, So I feel like right now I'm okay with having my, top tier things I like The Lord of the Rings. It's always going to be something I love so much. And there can be new things that I enjoy without being so invested as I am with The Lord of the Rings somehow. There are different levels. You can be super fan of something and casual fan of something else and just like something else and so on and so on. And when you go to convention and meet other fans, I feel like it's okay if you say, oh, I like Star Wars, but I have seen just one movie and that's it. And you don't have to feel inferior to other fans who have seen everything, As long as you love something, as long as it means something to you. That's kind of my definition of being a fan. I was just curious to talk to you about it and ask you how do you define being a fan? What it means to be a fan for you? How do you express it? Are you making fan art, videos, reading extra content? What is it for you? And are you a fan of? What is that thing that you can say that you're truly a fan of? Is it a book, a movie, something? Share your experience. It will be interesting. I love to talk about this thing. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.